In your latest book, Giving the Devil His Due, Reflections of a Scientific Humanist. Now, you have a book with the word devil in it. Why do you expect to sell that book to
you
Christians?
see, there he is. Yeah.
You just cut the sales in half, at least, right there.
Well,
So,
yeah.
So, what are your main arguments in there, and why is the devil in the title?
Well, the devil is whoever disagrees with you, or whoever you disagree with, whose opinions you dislike, anybody whose viewpoint diverges from yours. And the reason those devils should be given their due is so that, for your own safety's sake, that is to say, if you sign off on censorship and silencing people for voicing their minority position, what happens when you're in the minority, when you're the lone voice pushing back against the mainstream, when you want to push against the dogma, and you've signed off on silencing people who disagree, then they'll come after you. So the title comes from a play called A Man for All Seasons about, this is Robert Bolt's play that was made into a film, about Sir Thomas More and his collision with King Henry VIII over his divorce from Catherine of Aragon and the church. And, there's a bunch of different threads in there, but one of which is Thomas More arguing with his future son-in-law about tearing down the laws to get after the devil, metaphorically speaking, and Moore is arguing that we have to give the devil his due for our own safety's sake. That is, the laws are there to protect people, for example, the First Amendment. So if you say, well, we got to make an exception for this one person because he's really, really bad, then okay, well, what about this person? Because they're really bad also. And, so you start with something like, a conspiracy theorist extremist like Alex Jones, and you go, okay, well, we have to silence him and cancel him. Well, what about this person over here, David Icke? What about this guy? What about that guy? What about this coronavirus skeptic? Well, wait a minute. Maybe the skeptic of the coronavirus theory, maybe he has a point. Maybe we can learn something from them. In other words, there's a kind of concept creep, or the bin of which we put stuff in that we think is dangerous gets larger and larger. So
is this, it seems to me, we've all heard the phrase the devil's advocate. And if I remember correctly, this would be in Catholic Church trials, where someone, you're accused of heresy, and someone would be appointed by the church to defend you in the face of the heresy. And of course, you're on the side of the devil, so we need someone to defend the devil and devil's advocate. So seems like, even though the whole system was rigged against you.
I was going to say, nice to see that this court isn't biased.
Yeah.
I'm already on the side of the devil as you are prosecuting me for being on the side of the devil.
But that has an inkling of what you're saying, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, the position, the devil's advocate, the advocatus diaboli, was the position by the Catholic Church also to act as a skeptic against miracle claims. That is to say, everybody and their brother had somebody they thought should be canonized, and you have to be, I forget, it was like 2 major miracles and 3 minor miracles to be canonized.
It's a checklist.
Yeah, it's a checklist. Yeah. And so everybody had a story about weeping statues and bleeding pictures and miracle cures and things like this. So the Catholic Church realized that most of these are bogus. So they would appoint a skeptic, essentially, someone like yourself or me, to go out there and investigate and find the natural explanation. And then once all those are eliminated, then if there's some left, then they could say, well, that one is a miracle. Now, you and I would not go that far, of course, but they did centuries ago. So the devil's advocate was actually a valuable position, a skeptical position.